Hey guys, it's VT coming at you with a daily reading. What was I gonna say? Good morning and good vibes. What was I gonna say? Yeah, it's according to my tea this morning and how it was created, I feel like it's a restart tea. So it might not be like the best tea that you've ever made, but it's literally the and it's an intuitive tea that was created. So I always like kind of go like by how my tea like speaks to me in terms of how the day is going to be. So I just feel like energetically it's kind of like a tea that you need and not a tea that you usually want and like. You know what I'm saying? So today might be a day that is just a little bit more bland, a little bit more just more simple, and more healthier than you are used to. Okay, so and actually I'm looking down at I'm being made to look down at the health area in this life. So that could be that could be super predominant. um but also, let me just remind you from yesterday's reading, your health is your joy. Okay, and it's your result of, like, it's also a result of, like, joy is a result of your health is what I'm trying to say. So it's kind of like vice versa, but then also the joy here that we have as a placement, um or as an area of life, is a result of you being on the right track, and a result of kind of like the day and how it's going to turn out. Miracles are at play, guys, today, like some serious miracles, and I'm grateful for that. So with that being said, let's go and whip out the faith and believing card today, because that also has to do with miracles. Then we're going to do health, then we're going to do wealth. I love how easy the cards are coming out. Then we're going to do love, beautiful. And then we're going to do the result of joy. Excellent. Do we take this card though, or do we? Okay, yeah, because even though it came out with two. It came out like stickingly. Okay, this might be it. Okay. Cool, thank you. Nah, this is it. Okay. So, awesome. Okay, definitely good confirmation as to what we did there is right on target. Okay. So, long story short, let me just check battery life. Okay, battery. Oh, we're good. Okay. So, and also I need my glasses. Give me 1 second. You could be my heart. Also, Rihanna's song Russian Roulette is coming through. If that is significant for anybody's life out there. So just know that that's like a big hymn, I'm gonna say, for today. Hymn as in HYMN. But also it could have to do with an HIM, right? Now again, it's tea time for me as a Tina, as I'm doing this reading. So, and it's also water time for me too. It's a water break. So I'm going to have to do those throughout the reading, okay? And especially because I talk a lot. That's what Spirit wants me to say. Okay, so the whole, so in your faith, you're believing in miracles. Amen. There is, the card that came out is romance, and that is so beautiful. So this card could traditionally mean the romance card, like having to do with somebody else. But what I wanted to say here is that, the success. Oh my God, success just came out as I'm trying to say this. Is that it's more so about you, yourself, and you really loving the way that you do your life, that you set it up, that you've are spinning it in the way that it needs to spin. Kind of like, what's the like your turn, I think turn of, wait, I just read that this morning, hold on, turning point, thank you. So I feel like you're enjoying your life with the way that you set it up, knowing that you've done the best that you could do to set it up, but also um here I feel as though as you're enjoying your life today, I feel as though that you're going to be reaching a certain turning point. So you're just basically breathing life in today, and doing your best in regards to simply just being in the now, enjoying where you're at right now, really kind of even falling in love with yourself and how well you've achieved a lot. Like today, my personal feng shui labeled day today, um, that I labeled today. That makes no sense, but you know what I'm talking about. The personal, the feng shui day that I personally labeled today is as a Thursday. Is the first portion is your fame and reputation, and the second portion is like the second half of the day after 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is literally love, marriage, relationships, commitment, and which is crazy because the faith, believing, and miracles card is about romance. So the faith, believing, and romance could definitely be something that drips over into the second half of the day today, or is predominantly so, showing up in the second half of the day today, which I didn't even realize until I just said that. But until I just like expressed that or taught that rather. But also mentioned it. Yeah, that too. So long story short, but why I mentioned it is because I was thinking about how the first portion of the day is about your fame and reputation, traditionally also called fame and fortune, which you are reflecting on your fame, fortune, and reputation today, just to be like, yo, you did the best that you could fucking possibly do up until now, right? And whatever is going great, you're enjoying it. Whatever's not going so great, you might work at it, you might not, but you might also leave it for another day. You're going to have to feel it out, intuitively in regards to, what you need to do for yourself. You know what I'm saying? I also, as Spirit's just saying, just tell them where this year, it came to me to literally, January and December, I like literally realized that those two, excuse me, those two months are literally to be just going with the flow. I think that's the best thing to do because there's just so much change, so much either newness or endings, so much. And by the way, it's all Capricorn season. Well, majority of it is Capricorn season, I'm going to say. Well, not even. Like, let's just say midway, happy way to that is Capricorn season because they're really right smack in the middle. It's Sagittarius, then Capricorn, then Aquarius, right? So my whole thing is, it's like, if the whole Capricorn season is just to be taken in flow, because there's a lot of change, there's a lot of like holidays, there's a lot of like, I mean, there really should be a lot of celebration, put it that way. A lot of holidays, a lot of new beginnings, lots of endings should also be celebrated. So like holidays, endings, new beginnings, right? They should all be celebrated in the highest and best way. And so what I wanted to say here was, is that Capricorn season really needs to just chill because they really are putting in the work. Like Capricorns in and of themselves are putting in the work the entire fucking way through. So when I say just chill, it means like visualize or like plan. You know what I'm saying? Planning is proactive. It's enough. So when you're transitioning from Capricorn season into Aquarius season, for instance, you kind of want to be able to know where your direction is in regards to what your dreams are. So that would be a really beautiful fresh start. But other than that, I'm just saying the reason why I'm saying all of this is just to take the pressure off. And also, you might be working at night because nights are really just super calm. So if you are feeling the pressure during the day, or if you're feeling like all eyes are on you during the day, you have to do a little coming out at night, so to kind of quote unquote get ahead in this life. Okay. Now, in your health, this is so, I'm going to say stinking beautiful, but this is so beautiful because actually I felt into this energy before I got on here, where I was really, this morning, I was filled with so much gratitude for all of, the abundance of blessings that God has given me as I was eating. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful to have tea. I'm so grateful to have, like, basically all of what He provides, right? So that's exactly what it was. I was like, I was so grateful for everything that He has provided in regards to my health, because I'm able to eat, in a way where not a lot of people can eat like I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm able to drink tea. I'm able to have at least the amount of stability that I've created, to help another possibly find their stability in providing the help that I need in regards to food. You know what I'm saying? It's like kind of a teamwork effort without really quote unquote being so much liked as a teamwork effort, but liked by me. It's like I would never create a problem where there is no severe problem. Do you get what I'm saying? Because again, there's actually a man or a family, I guess, that lives a little further out, and from me, and they're like on one of his um I'm going to just say, basically, in his yard, he has a sign that says enough for everyone. And that is an abundance type of mindset. So for me, I do come from an abundance type of mindset, to where everything, and, it was scary for a little bit, even as a Capricorn, to believe in the miracles so much so that they come through so often. But the whole thing is, I'm going to even just say, as a person, I believe in the miraculousness of the universe, because, I mean, if you think of anything, just like, it reminds me of like when I went to college and I didn't know how to pick my major, but I was like, no, I'm going to go into business, because everything you look at involves like some sort of business. Like, if it was created and it's being sold, like, it's business, right? So I just chose business based off of that mindset. But also, and I'm going to just blend the two right now and today, and I can actually fucking cry. I'm going to just say, I believe in miraculous business, okay? Because the whole thing is, miracles work the same way. Everything you look at involves a miracle in regards to, and I'm going to just say miracle first, in regards to its development process, and like how it came to be, how it came to fruition. And then the next thing of like how it came into your world. Like, I mean, you're talking about processes, you're talking about creations. I mean, the miracles of like every little thing, everything, not little and big, and all of the sizes, and invisible and non-visible. Like, if you really think about how life actually functions, it is based off of straight up miracles. Like, there is no fucking other way to fucking say it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very grateful today for miraculous business, because honestly, or miracle working through a business, because I'm telling you something right now that makes me love business a whole lot more, and makes me love my business a whole lot more, and makes me also believe in business a whole lot more, even if you're not doing like the like, even if you're not making the results that you want to make just yet. At least you have the love for it. The love for it is there. You know what I'm saying? And that goes back to the faith position, or the faith pillar rather, here, of which is faith, believing, and miracles, of which is romance. You're doing what you love. So that's the whole thing. So it's like, you just have to chalk it up to God at that point, to be like, listen, I've tried to set it up the best that I could. Let's see where it goes. Right? Like, he basically, the ruler of the universe is and the creator and source, all three in one, is basically what's at work here. Like, it has nothing to do with it has nothing to do with what's it called, like, you anymore. Basically, like, you've stepped aside. And I watched a movie last night that was called Iron Will that I've never watched before. And long story short, I was like crying because the fucking interpretation that my soul received from that movie was intense. And long story short, at one point the guy couldn't get up and he couldn't finish off his race, which is very significant in regards to the battles of life, like a race to the end, right? Where he said to one of the guys that was there, basically one of the guys that showed up for him, he said, I need 2 hours of sleep. But also, when the guy woke him up after 2 hours, he said he couldn't move. The guy couldn't move because he was like frozen. His body was just like, like just exhausted. And he was basically defeated, but he said he couldn't move his body and his legs or whatever. And he said to the guy that showed up for him, the guy racing, said to the guy that showed up for him, he said, you don't understand. This has nothing to do with me anymore. This is more so about the people at this point, the people that were cheering me on as what did he, is something in regards to as a like faith or like they like as a believing, it's basically he was a pillar of faith and belief and miracles for other people, like what he was doing, what he was providing, what he stood for, what he symbolized, right? So it wasn't really even him anymore. It was like he had to show up for the faith, believing in the miracles. That's all. Like, that's basically what he said. It's not even me anymore. This is not about me. This race isn't about me. It's about the people that need to kind of hang on to the faith, the believing, the miracles. And I found that to be such an abundant mindset that I could cry, because it's really that beautiful. And when you can do business from that standpoint as well, there is no freaking way you're not going to make it. There's no way. And also, I think a lot of people at this point too, after everything happening with the CVID and just like all of us being just survivors, I think we're really taking on this abundance type of mindset that it's like, it's very simplified. You either like it or you hate it. You hate it or you like it. We accept it all. And also the aspect of, what else? Thank you, Spirit, for showing me. But the aspect of, so that simplicity of honesty and just, you hate it or you like it, take it or leave it, is there. But also, the aspect of, we set up everything to, as like business owners, we set up everything to the way that we feel like the miracles can come through. But now it's time for like the God to speak, you know what I'm saying, through us, when it comes to business. So basically it's like we set up the what is it called, not the inventory, that too though, but the infrastructure. We set up the infrastructure. Now it's time for like, Spirit to call the shots in regards to, like providing the movement, even the train that needs to go on the train tracks type of thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like some people are just doing the job that they know how to do. And if you're applying yourself in the best way possible towards that, then that's all that you're meant to do. Like, maybe you're not meant to go further. Like, I remember back in college, I really appreciated this. There was a woman that was teaching a business class, and she had said, oh, I have a friend who starts up businesses and then sells them. And I was like, and like, she's like, and then sell, yeah, that's what she said, and then sells them. And I was like, what? You can fucking do it. Like, I never thought about that, because I'm such a person that is really solidly like a follow through type of person, right? what is it called? There's a D word to that, but basically due diligence, right? So I'm a follow through type of person. I'm a committed type of person. Like when I commit, I'm going to fucking do it to the end. It's like not, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't really sway. But long story short, like I'm loyal to like what I create, put it that way, you know? Because I believe in it. I have faith in it. I know, I know that there's a miracle to it. There's a reason as to why it's there. So, there's a lot that goes into it that, it's a creation. I believe every creation that I do, I'm only doing it because I believe in it, And long story short, so she opened my mind because I was like, oh my God, that's like, what if you were just, and that's what I was talking about before. What if you were just good at opening up businesses? You know what I'm saying? And like, that's where you stop. Like, what if that was like your fucking niche, as they say? Yeah. And so, your niche, I like to say niche, but that just came out funny because some people like to say niche. Or whatever. I'm not gonna play around with it. So long story short, what if that was like what you were supposed to do and that's it, so that's the whole thing. And like a lot of us are possibly like just like headbutting ourselves or have been headbutting ourselves to be like, or like Capricorn season, you're like the goat that's headbutting like the mountain or whatever, to say like, yo, like how is this going to pan out when I just started this business? Nothing's coming through, but also you can't really sell it at that point. But yes, you can, at that, you actually really could. But not only that, their sales has a lot to do with a whole bunch of things. So maybe it's not selling the company to another person, but it could be, if you found the right angel investor type of thing. Or investor in general, that really believed in that as well. And as I'm saying that, Spirit's bringing me to the wealth position or the wealth pillar. It's more so of a pillar. That says the card that represents the wealth pillar today is be assertive. So maybe there is like an assertive type of person that's coming through for you in regards to showing you what it is that you're actually doing. Like kind of like what's coming through also is not Michael Jackson, but McDonald's, right? McDonald's like didn't know actually what they were selling until somebody came through to be like, no, you're actually in the real estate business, you're not selling fucking burgers and shit, you know what I'm saying? And that's crazy, like for somebody to come along to like really kind of be assertive with you like that and teach you about yourself and your business and what you're actually doing rather than what you're, what you thought you were doing. Like that's a beautiful gift, and that's something to really, once you receive that miracle, that's something to hugely run with, right? I'm also seeing for some reason rice today and dreams. For some reason, rice dreams. I don't know why, but maybe it's like new beginnings because rice is usually white. So maybe it's, that's what's going on today in regards to in general, but also definitely so with your wealth in regards to being assertive. I think that there's also this be assertive card has a lot to do with you taking ownership of your leadership. Oh my God, that came out like butter. I love it. I didn't even know that was coming out. That's so beautiful. So that's where you have to be assertive, is just to take ownership of your assertiveness and your leadershipness, which leadership does require assertiveness to a degree, because you have to be you have to show up and you have to essentially guide people in regards to what needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? The next card up, I don't know if there's anything more left for that. I feel like I'll be coming back to that soon, but the next card up is, we're just going to move on for a second. The next card up is your love pillar, which is the card that represents the love pillar is unlikely. Okay. So that's been like coming up in your love very, very much so. And what I'm getting for this, very interestingly enough, is that like, okay, so there has been a block put on somebody, I feel like very recently in regards to love. And like that could be a whole bunch of people. That could be like romantic talk. But the first thing that came through was romance. Um, so it's unlikely for you to take them back. It's unlikely for them to come back around again. Like basically that's where the block is put on. Like they cannot come through anymore. There's like an energetic boundary that has been put up to where they can't come through. So it's unlikely for them to ever come back into your life again. So like you can let your mind relax in that, which in regards to, some people, this is so fucked up. I'm going to say this right now, but it's so fucked up to deal with. Some people are so fucking good. And here's the thing, there's so many of us that see such goodness in a lot of people. So not only do you have to discern the potential and the releasing of that, because you don't really want to work with somebody's potential, you want to work with somebody's actuality of what they're giving you. And so the whole thing is, but it's so fucked up because it's so nice and so fucking quaint and so warm to be around like a person of which you could see the potential of, but really they're not like working at all towards it, and they may never not, or they're very slow moving towards it. It doesn't fucking matter. It's so annoying to like literally be playing a delusional fucking game with that type of energy. But what I also wanted to say there is, it's really fucked up because those type of people that you're kind of seeing their potential in and they're like half good, half bad. It's so fucked up because you want to give them a chance, right? But the whole thing is you have to be assertive in your wealth of yourself to basically not give them a chance at all. They like, if they're a Splitsville, like, oh, they're half good, half bad, then they're an absolute no. You know what I'm saying? But there's somebody in your life that you could have just like slightly entertained, because like, you can't, like, you didn't want to deny yourself of a good time, but also this other person was like, essentially a good time genuinely, but wasn't the full blown package of what you really fucking deserve. So the whole thing is, this could be in also family ties. This could have a lot to do with family ties. This could have a lot to do with this could have a lot to do with yeah, I was gonna just say family ties, but really, okay, no, Spirit's coming through with romance. It's definitely romance. So and again, I think it's because the love, marriage, and relationships and commitment is happening, is being like the theme of the day is that today, right? As a Thursday, the after 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, like that's what's showing up. So like, it's kind of like, don't get your hopes up about it today. I think it's just more so about be in your faith today, in your faith, your trust, your believing, the miracles, just kind of be with the new possibilities of what's to come, when in regards to your romance, because it might not be today, but it might be, in the next few days, it might be in, it might be whenever, the timing is like up to the divine, but the whole thing is what you've done for yourself in regards to putting up the boundaries in love to basically not reject, it's more so to like not like to close the door. Okay, maybe that is a rejection too, but like basically just shutting the door, like closing the door off to a person that really that you yourself and you and the other person too realize that they can't make it happen in this lifetime. You know what I'm saying? So the whole thing is, at least you've done the discernment, the decluttering of that, and and at least they're not able to come back. And I think that kind of gives you an abundance, and that's what Spirit's coming through with. Like in your health, you have abundance, right, for today, and that's giving you an abundance of like safety and security to where your health is like even more so being supported by this decision that you've made recently. You know what I'm saying? I think maybe like your subconscious was like, oh, maybe like, and this also could be something like if it comes up today where somebody tries to like come through again, you now know that the love pillar says unlikely. So it's like, you know what, you want to come back through, but I'm telling you right now via this reading that you've heard today, like you can safely shut the door again. Like if they try to kind of open that door one more time, like, oh, maybe like we should talk again, you're like, you know what, it's really not worth it. You know what I'm saying? So it's safe to kind of know for sure, is what I'm trying to say, where you should stand if somebody tries to attempt to open the door or talk to you through the door, or fucking just knocks at your door, like whatever have you. Like if it's happening, like kind of know where you stand ahead of time, which is very important. To me at least, it's very valuable. Maybe not, it's valuable first, important next, right? Or vice versa. I like, or not vice versa, but like simultaneously, like infinity symbol, giving and receiving energy. You know what I'm saying? um yeah, that's a beautiful card, the unlikely card, even though some people might see that as a negative, but I think it's beautiful. Give me 1 second. Put it this way, with my tea, it's a more gentle tea today. That's what I that's what the energy is, like more gentle. Like you might be going even a little bit more slower. And again, it has a lot to do with the faith, believing in miracles pillar, which is the romance. So you're like romanticizing life today on a gentle level, which actually puts you in your very high vibes, making you look super successful, super miraculous, um super abundant spirits, quality, and like you're in your health, especially super abundant. Like that's sexy. Those are sexy vibes, you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like what I'm also seeing in my feng shui, environment, is God speaks, so it's like God speaking through you, which is really attractive, which also could really be attracting these unlikely dudes that like, or like unlikely person, or unlikely dudes that are like not meant for you. So just like know that like this day might more so be about you, yourself, and you really kind of giving yourself the foundation. And it is, today's the 11th, right? Like it's January 11th. So that numerology of today is 111. Wow, I didn't even realize how fucking powerful that is. But the 111, like I was just thinking about the 11 in the January, but the 11 in the January is like you, yourself, and you. That's it. Like solely, like talk about columns, right? As I'm talking, or pillars rather. It's like the pillar of you, yourself, and you with the God hanging out today. You know what I'm saying? And being of in that type of romantic vibes, like with the God, like just kind of like you're going, you're living out of your intuition, you're free balling, like, and free willing, kind of just, you're kind of like ebbing and flowing, you're weaving in and out, like you're just kind of going with the intuitive vibes that you're getting as to what it is that you should be doing, what it is that really is for your highest and best good for you to be receiving, being, and doing and having today. Do you get what I'm saying? Where it's like you're just in your own world. You're basically just doing you in the most abundant way that you know how today. Or that you're being guided to in the way that you need to learn how. So your joy and happiness as a result of all of this, in a pillar form, or aspect of your life rather. It's not rather, it's both. Either or, right? Or the same. They're one and the same. The card that represents your rewarded joy and happiness here is listening to your intuition. Oh my god, that's so crazy. As I just fucking said that, that's so nuts. So yeah, your reward today, your rewarded joy is basically, and this is also spirits coming through with like the wealth pillar, as with the card that says be assertive. Be assertive to listening to your intuition today. That is your leadership. That is your power. That is your that's the infinity symbol between the wealth pillar and the joy, the joy as a result of everything that you're doing type of reward. It's you as, or everything that you've done and are still doing as a habit. You get to be assertive in listening to your intuition in this life. How fucking amazing that is. People don't realize what a beautiful thing that is to be like. Some people find it a huge problem. Oh, you're too, quote unquote, they mix it up with like leniency, they mix it up, and maybe that's a lot, an airy fairiness, and you're too just go with the flow, and you need to, but going with the flow is like foundational. People don't realize. And if you can be that simple to just go with the flow and just do what you got, your own soul needs to fucking do, and not worry about anybody else's shit, like, and be assertive to that, like to where you like stand up in that regards, like that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. Now Spirit wants me to say there is a turning point with this today. And I think the turning point is more so going to be felt probably after 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today in your romance, where, you're going to see how assertive you have become in listening to your intuition. It's like no one can knock you down, even if after 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if somebody comes at you and tells you that you're doing something so wrong and you're doing nothing with your life and you're doing like everything so fucking backwards or whatever, whatever they have to say to you, the comeback is you're going to be assertive and you're going to basically stand up for your joy, in listening, in the joy of you being able and capable and being able to be a receiver of the gift of listening to your intuition. So it's so beautiful, because people don't, there's so many people out there that like think that it's so airy fairy, like I said, and so whimsical, and so that, but really the practicality of it is your survival. It is your survival method. It is your survival method into thriving method. And you can only thrive if you listen to your intuition so super well. By the way, this is where I would like to say that last night watching that movie, I literally was crying, because I was like, I love everything about this movie, but what I loved about the movie and what I wanted to say here is I love Native American spirits so much. People don't realize, because that has a lot to do, and I can cry. That has so much to do with your intuition and like how to get through this life. And like the beauty to the movie last night, just as a side note, was the guy got through his own race, right? And it wasn't his race at the end of the day, right? It was the people's race. He got through his own race at the end of the day with such strength, because he relied on the wisdom of the Native American man that was in his life. The Native American man said, and this is another love that I have so deeply, is like for dogs. I have such a deep love for dogs, which goes to show you that I have such a deep love for God at the same time. Because one of the wisdoms that he had shared, and I would love to go back into that movie and just write down the wisdoms. Oh my God, it was so beautiful. Where he said, listen to your dogs. The dogs know the way, right? And so he said, like, how do I know who to trust? At one point in the movie, he said, how do I know who to trust? And he said, listen to your dogs. The dogs know the way. And, it was just all about, like, I mean, if you were to say intuition doesn't exist, you know what I'm saying, or it's too airy and fairy, it's like that's just coming from a human standpoint. But if you ask animals, does intuition exist? It's their survival method. It's their survival tactic. And we need to have that back in turn. Like, first of all, that never leaves our system. But the whole thing is we have the choice whether or not to ignore it or not to ignore it, right? And for me, I've made the abundant, healthy choice in my life, or whether it be a choice or just, it's not even a choice. It's literally like it's like an ingrained natural thing that I just fucking do, is I'm abundant and very healthy in listening to my intuition, which also, by the way, for you business people out there that want to think so fucking, practically, is that is a part of your business's survival and thrival too. If you are to be the adamant or be assertive person that chooses to listen to how you have to like maneuver the business, maneuver yourself within and of the business, and or leave the fucking business if that's what you're getting to do too. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many people that out there in business that were like, that chose to step down in their business because they knew that the business was its own separate entity. It's something that they've created. It's something that could basically thrive on its own without them way better, at a certain age, for instance, if you get too old, or if, like things like that, like if you want to give love to your business and you want to give a fresh new perspective to your business, you're going to step down as its leader and you're going to give somebody else a chance. And that's just like normal fucking maturity shit. You know what I'm saying too? Like, if you want to really kind of, that's like, it could be seen as leadership, but it's like normal maturity. Like, if you love something, you're going to do the best for it, even if you wouldn't prefer to do that. You know what I'm saying? If that makes any sense. Like, even if like your soul, like not even your soul, even if you would like in an ideal world, you would like be there forever, it comes to a point, to a practical person's mind, that like sometimes it's better for you to step down to go be used elsewhere, and the business be used for maybe other things that you couldn't have come up with yourself, for instance. Like, what I'm trying to say is sometimes you're the hindrance. Sometimes you're the hindrance, sometimes you're not the hindrance. So if you're the hindrance, or you're kind of coming up to where you know that there's an ending, that if you took advantage of this ending in a negative way, you're going to become the over hindrance of the situation, then it's your time to like move along, you know what I'm saying, towards a life that like you would, that you can recreate, in regards to re-loving it back up again, and also giving yourself the giving yourself that gift of just, restarting up something new, where you literally can be celebrated, again. You could be re-celebrated, thank you. You could be re-celebrated for your existence and for what you can offer, another environment or another entity, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good thing to know when your endings are, and you can only know when your endings are through intuition, right? So be assertive with your intuition today, because there is something there that's telling you to back the fuck down, maybe, from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not needed where you're not needed anymore. Where you were once needed. That's what I want to say. You're not needed where you were once needed, and you need to know the difference, and you need to actually follow through and be assertive in following through. Now, I'm about to we've come to the fanning segment of, or the fanning portion of the segment, where we fan out, we put the cards together and we fan them out, and we kind of see what comes up as a result of everything. So as I always say, your midway happy way is the wealth pillar today. So that's standing your ground, that's being assertive, that's being leadership, like, because that is your wealth. That's taking control. Now, here's the thing between do I talk about it? I kind of like don't want to talk about it, but there's something that's coming through here with like kind of like a darker vibe of, you know, okay, so here's what not to do in being assertive is what I wanted to address here with what the image just came through from last night's movie. You don't, in being assertive, people think that to take control or to take over means that you have to now like whip people into shape, right? Or like in last night's movie, like there's a guy that won the races before this guy stepped in, and he was like known to win the race all the time, whatever, but he was like a darker entity and he did stupid shit in order to win the races, right? So that's confirmation. So long story short, this guy, I couldn't fucking even believe it. Like, you know, for an empath to even be watching this is like crazy. But like, he was whipping the dogs to go fast. He was he had a leather whip, and he would like whip the dogs to go faster. And I was like, oh my God, like that. Oh, like what the fuck, dude? That's like, to me, that's like the most demonic fucking shit. Because if you think about dogs being God, and you're now trying to whip the shit out of like a dog, like get the fuck out of here. That's I don't even like it when it came to horses. You know how some people do it with horses? Like, to me, that's crazy that you would even fucking do that, you know? But like, people are just so egotistic that it's like there's no other way that they can think of, for instance, to kind of get like I guess over ownership over the people that, you know, not the people, not just the people, because we know in our history the people have been fucking whipped too, but I'm saying like you know, the ownership, the over ownership that like people think that they need to do that in or within or with, I don't even know how to express it, but like that tactic is disgusting and it doesn't work for the long haul. Like, it's so gross, it's so low vibrational. And being assertive means that, you know what, like first of all, I'm gonna just have to splitsville this. Females have to be super assertive to the point of they're energetically whipping people. Do you get what I'm saying? They're not actually doing it. They're just energetically whipping people into shape, like whipping it up in the kitchen, whipping it up in shape, like when it comes to people. So it's the same fucking thing. That's the type of being assertive that a female needs to be. If anything, she needs to be the one whipping, because she at least has the feel for when it is that she needs to fucking stop. You get what I'm saying? Because she is the compassion, the natural born compassion type of person, as a female. What was I going to say? Like, has that capacity within her. But like, guys don't have that, so they cannot do the whipping thing. They cannot, like, it's just not something that would balance them out. They would be like overly whippage. You know what I'm saying? Now, for the masculines, it was beautiful to see how the little kid had so much wisdom to know that you have to treat, even if the dogs might not respect you because you haven't like learned the trick of the trade just yet, he was given the gift of knowledge and how to be assertive with them, or how to be their leader, which was through whistling, right? It was through whistling. Like, you hear this noise, and it's through the whistle. By the way, this is so interesting that I'm talking about this. Do I speak about it? Okay. They don't want me to speak about it, but it's very interesting. Sound is very important. But long story short, long story short here is as I'm that came through supernaturally, I was just gonna say, and I meant supernaturally in a good way, but also in a metaphysical way. but like supernaturally, as in like the sound, right? I was just talking about sound, and the whistle was from last night, so it just like came through. That's hilarious. So again, that's a joy, by the way, where the joy pillar is listen to your intuition. So that was like an intuitive like hit that came through. But what else did I want to say? I was thinking more so about the love card, unlikely, because I was thinking about sound, and sound could be a part of what you absolutely love. And the unlikely card was representing that. So you might, like, usually what you might do for sound today might not be the usual thing that you end up doing, if that makes any sense. So like so also what I'm getting here is the unlikely card for the love card is when it comes to sound, you might be listening to some more spirit saying demonic, because it's not really demonic, but it's more so like Capricorn, like just realism. And I'm saying Capricorn because Capricorn is depicted as the devil card in the tarot. Which is it's kind of sort of the truth if you rub a Capricorn in the negative way. But Capricorns have a capacity to really be super, and I'm talking about super, 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 supernatural, also high vibe, to where like high vibed in their leadership, to where you're just like, what the fuck, like that shit is like a superpower, you know what I'm saying? That's why I was crying with this guy last night, because he had his own self-managed superpower, super leadership, where he didn't know how to be a good leader. He wasn't doing it for the leadership part. He wasn't doing it to be of leader like position or anything egotistic. He was like literally just going after like what he thought was the right and righteous thing to do, which that is basically what I'm trying to say, is the romantic edge of how a guy in a leadership role should really be doing his life up, because that creates the miracles. You know what I'm saying? Females create miracles, on the other hand, by being super assertive. Like that's the wealth that they have going on. So maybe your wealth is more so of a divine feminine energy, and your faith, your trust, your believing, your miracles pillar is more so about a divine masculine energy, in regards to the romance card that came up. So that's really, and maybe you guys, do I talk about, okay, I'm going to talk about it in this sense too. Maybe there's somebody out there questioning, maybe they're like bi, and I don't know why bipolar wanted to come up, but maybe they're like bi in a sense of like, they don't know, they haven't been in a relationship in a long time, so they don't know if they like transformed into like, maybe traditionally they were into men, and now they've maybe they think that they've opened up to like, females, in case like females are meant for them. Like they don't know what's going on, because also in Capricorn season, Capricorns are so much about work that like there is not a lot of self-discovery when it comes to like I guess like the sexual vibes, or like your relationship vibes, or whatever you want to, tantric vibes, right? So sometimes their work, and like maybe they like, sometimes I feel like it would be normal for them to like miss a beat a little bit, or think they've missed a beat, to be like, okay, well, I don't know what's really meant for me. It's like, I don't know in this, like what form, shape, or capacity am I like meant for, So I just wanted to reiterate here that I think that those people that might have thought, and again, you have to go with your intuition on this, but those, and it's very important for you to go with your intuition, because of the fact that sometimes logical doesn't make any sense when it comes down to like what's meant for you, you know what I'm saying? So, and that is a really big takeaway today, by the way, that last sentence. So the romance card could also mean that the divine masculine, for those that have been questioning, like maybe the divine masculines aren't meant for me, I'm telling you right now that this faith, trust, believing, and miracles card is if it depicts the divine masculine today in regards to the dots that I'm connecting, then you're still straight. That's all I wanted to say. Like there is a straight, like I feel like, and spirit's making me look over to the success card that came out, very much so to you know, confirm a lot of what was going on with this reading, that just know that you're most likely straight, and there's really nothing wrong with you, and you just have to have, you know, you just have to kind of keep being you just have to keep prolonging your faith, trust, and um faith, trust, believing, and miracles, but also your dignity is what came through. And I don't mean dignity in, like, people might think that, oh, dignity, like I'm like throwing shit. First of all, I never fucking throw shit unless I have to throw shade. So everything with me is very fucking direct. Um, so people might think with me saying dignity, like that I'm throwing shade onto, like, you know, how I might be against, like, I don't know, like gay people or of the like. Um, or of the difference that are a part of the LGBTQ fam, right? But the whole thing is, and I shouldn't say fam, right? I should say community, because I'm like, that'd be incest. Um, but the whole thing is, it's like, I'm not against it. I'm saying dignity as in, like, again, stick to your boundaries, stick to your being assertiveness. If you're, if you are a guy and girl, right? But I'm actually more so leaning towards the girls today, because the be assertive is in your wealth, and also the boundaries of unlikeliness is in your love today. So just, you have, yeah, basically there's like two cards depicting like how you should be treating romance today. And that is in your, that's abundant, that's abundance in and of itself, which is, it's coming through as your health. So your dignity has a lot to do with, you know, just, it's recommended that you take care of your abundant health today, and that you not give a shit about, you basically take what I said as an as advice, but also very much so listen to your intuition, because I could be, you know, I mean, listen, I don't even want to go into it. I'm just going to say, listen to your intuition, because everybody's intuition, that's another confirmation. Um, everybody's intuition speaks differently to them. And, but really, intuition is so beautiful, because I'm going to tell you this right now, it unites. So the whole thing is, if two people that are solidly listening, and that could be, again, in today's, you know, the 11 is adds up to 2, so it could, and it's like 11, which is also kind of what they like to call like twin flames, like they could be the same like the same person, but like just individualized, right? So listening to your intuition is also an I word, which is a lot of I words you should be, like, you know, applying to your life today, because the one and the one creates the I words. So also double L, so maybe wherever double L words come out. But what I wanted to say was, yeah, listening to your intuition, like if two people, which I put out there for everybody, stand are standing next to each other, or not, just like, let's say they're even across the world, but I'm just saying, like, just in close proximity to each other, just because maybe they're in the same scenario or whatever, and they're on the same healthy vibes, where they're they're like always listening to their intuition, like they believe in it so much that they're just vibing in that way. The whole thing is, they're gonna get on the same page real quickly and move the fuck on. So one thing that, here's one example. I was on a vacation with one of my friends, at one point in my life, and I wasn't paying attention to what was going on, and I don't think she was either. I don't even know how it went down, but we were in the same proximity of each other to where, like, when on vacation we ordered an alcoholic drink, and it was spiked by the bartender themselves, but like something plopped into our drinks, and we were just like, what the fuck? And we know what we fucking ordered has nothing to do with fucking plop plop fizz fizz shit, you know? So yeah, we knew that in our drinks it had nothing to do with plop plop fizz fizz shit, right? So, a long story short, we both, like, and I'm talking about, like, this is like at a time when we were both kind of even of mature level, but also, you know, like, we were like clean cut, we were like individualized, we were like in college, we were our own person, we were just hanging out, you know what I'm saying? So the whole thing is, when we saw this, we turned to each other, and that's how you'll know it's intuition, when you turn to each other and you're just like, bro, what the fuck are you even trying to, like, quote unquote sell us here? You know what I'm saying? So that's like what we, so in regards to that story, we literally like looked at each other and we were like, what the fuck just went on there? Like, we both kind of missed it, but we both kind of knew what was going on. So we took the drink, we were like, oh, thank you so much, da 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 da, and then we fucking threw that shit out in the trash, because we're just like, we're not drinking this shit, dude. We'll just go back to, like, where the fuck we, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's go to the beach, fuck this shit, you know what I'm saying? And so my whole thing was, it was just so, it was weird, because that was a very instinctual type of scenario that happened, also very much so miracle, that, you know, we both were able to, and I always think the A team, because the A team has something to, the abundant A team always is abundant enough. The A team is always abundant enough to show us what the fucking real deal is, you know what I'm saying? And if you're, like, willing to pay attention, if you really follow their fucking, if you adhere to their ways, you are going to be so abundant. Amen. And I'm putting that out there, absolutely. So the whole thing is, if you adhere to their ways, they show you shit that, like, you're gonna intuitively listen to your intuition. That's what you are doing in order to listen to their ways, so that you can live a better kind of flowy type gentle romantic life without giving a shit what anybody else does to you, or what anybody else has to say about it, but you're just basically empowered in a gentle like way to basically turn to your A team today to be like, yo, what the fuck was that? Okay, intuition, like, you know, then or intuition or righteousness or the right thing to do, whatever you want to call it, kicks in, and you're like, nah, we're not fucking playing this. This is okay, this is also applies to the people who are the coolest fucking people on this earth, and including me, where they know for sure, that they're going to listen to their intuition, and that they're going to be so assertive with their intuition that if anybody fucks with them, they turn to them, they're like, yeah, you have no idea how to even fucking function. So we end up looking cooler by the people that, like, make us, or try to make us look more stupid, as if we don't know what the fuck we're doing, but really we're the fucking coolest people on earth, because we fucking follow intuition and what is being given to us from the ethers. So the whole thing is, it's like, it makes no fucking sense for somebody, like, they can try to, like, you know, to take us down, to be like, oh, you have no idea what you're talking about, you're crazy, this and that, but really it's we're just cool in our abundance, is what I'm trying to say. We're, like, super chill in our abundance, in our good health, you know, in our joy, which is today listening to your intuition. Like, we get to do that now, you know. A lot of people, it takes courage to be like, you know, to see something or to feel something out, or use your senses towards it, and to, like, literally see what's really going on here, to acknowledge that, and to literally kind of move on with your life in the opposite fucking direction. It takes courage to do that. And people don't realize that, you know, people don't realize that. A lot of people don't realize it, because they want to be more well liked, more well received, more well, looked at as like, I don't even fucking know what, or like, abundantly wealthy in like the monetary sense, rather than being fucking respected just by who they are and how they fucking function. It's that easy. Because abundance will come, and may it not be so ebb and flow. May it just be in flow all the fucking time. So that's another thing that I would like to negate here when people say, "Oh, abundance comes and goes," or like, same with like age comes and goes, and like it's like who you are at the core that matters, which is true, but I'm not going to use that towards my abundance anymore. Fuck that shit. My abundance is always in flow towards me, and nobody can stop that shit. No, nobody. Not even a fucking beaver and its dam that it puts up. Nobody can stop that shit. Because of the fact that I've really done I'm going to just say I've done the work that looked very romantic to other people. You know what I'm saying? In this life, like they look like my work has been so much in flow that it looked like I didn't do any work in this life. I'm going to tell you that right now. And that's what people are hating on a lot of the times, because it looks like I'm kind of quote unquote dilly dallying, or like not making enough of myself, or like not doing enough with myself, or not what do they like to call it when you're making something of yourself. You're like it looks like I'm not, you know what I'm saying? But I've always been doing the behind the scenes work to create that successful foundation that, that basically where I do not tolerate, and or I am assertive, however you want to take a look at that, however you want to receive that, is that I do not tolerate, and I am assertive to what I now know for sure and what I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And there was another thing that there was another piece of wisdom that was said in this movie. Was he said, "How will I know the way?" And I think he said, "The dogs will know the way," or something like that. I think, what did he say? Oh, maybe he said, "Listen to," how did he fucking say it? Because it's so applicable here, where it's like, in the movie last night, he was saying, "The universe will show you the way, just listen to the dogs," or something like that. Be open to the universe of what the universe is trying to tell you, but just listen to the dogs at the same time. I don't know. There was such an abundant piece of healthy and wealthy information there that I can't even think of. But all I have to say is that was a piece of information that the Native American man gave to the boy, and I was like, wow, like this is so fucking cool. This is so fun. Which I'm gonna have to write this down. Hold on one second, because it's coming through, because these two people yesterday, hold on one second. Give me a second. Let me reset. Okay, hold on. As I'm talking about Native Americans, I gotta write this down. Yeah, so basically I had to write that down. That was very important. What is today's date? Oh, okay, 1/11/2024, bitches, and today is a Thursday. Okay. So so Native American, oh my god, Native American spirit, holy shit, there's like literally almost nothing stronger than that. That is so, and it was like all about like I don't know. And I love America. I don't care what anybody fucking wants me to say, be, do, have, think, whatever. I don't care. I love America. I've been to places, outside of America that makes me love it even more. Honestly, we are so fucking blessed here. People don't even fucking realize, like, we're blessed to be even in a way a little bit ignorant. Like, I know how people say, oh, like, America's stupid, but it's like, dude, let me just tell you something. In each and every country, there's going to be stupid fucking people. You know what I'm saying? But also, like, here's the thing too, and I'm gonna just say this, like, I'm gonna say this in a comedic way because I haven't thought of this, but like, it's very funny how guys accept, like, bimbos, like, in terms of just like, chicks that are like, they're sexy but they're not smart, or they don't like to, like, come at like a guy with their smartness because maybe that's what they were taught or whatever. But like, we're not also, but in regards to America's a female, so the female doesn't really need to know a lot, but also doesn't need to be, like, the female doesn't need, like, a, may she be smart, b, may she not have to show off her smartness if not needed, right? And but like, so the whole thing is like, if we're not smart in the Americas, who fucking cares, dude? You know what I'm saying? We are essentially we are a receiver. And essentially, if we are smart, God bless us. We always work towards smartness, and intelligence. But the most important part is that we listen to our intuition. Spirit is saying, and that is our joy here in the Americas. Listen to your intuition. The land, that the reason why that I love, Native Americans, not only for their wisdom, but divine they're a divine clan that was a divine feminine energy. They, even the masculines, this is what I wanted to say there, even the masculines of of this divine feminine energy clan were so fucking powerful in regards to how sexy they fucking were with their intelligence and their intuition, and how much they fucking believed in that shit, in regards to survival and thrival and just like lifestyle, like that. It's not, no, there is no coincidence that the Native Americans found this land, because they are a divine feminine people. They are receivers. Do you get what I'm saying? And I vow, by the way, when I win presidency in 2053, that's basically what came out, that I will listen to my intuition when it comes to helping the Native Americans, because they truly need help. They truly need assistance. And especially the divine females and the divine children in this country. Those are our priorities. Now, also, what came up recently was, if a guy doesn't know what to do with himself, and if he's about to go broke, you go out and you don't ask a female for fucking any type of monies. You go out and you fucking help her. You help that fucking bitch. And it may it be a bitch that, like, isn't fucking so crazy, but at the same time, bitches also need help in rebalancing themselves. So don't take advantage of her. Don't fucking rape her ass. But, like, literally try to come through as a fucking superhero that you yourself and you always wanted to be, but also that you really can help her out with your own strength and skills and abilities to then create something far more good and far more better, rather than, oh, I need money right now. We all need fucking money, but sometimes money is not the end all be all. If you treat a female right, she will be able to, really be able to relax. She'll be able to feed you. She'll be able to fucking nourish you. She'll be able to give you things that you won't be able to give yourself as a man. And I know this for sure, because last night when I was watching this movie, I was like, damn, all these guys in this fucking movie, right, are all about the fucking the monies, the bank, the whatever, except for, like, this guy too, obviously he's doing the race for money. You know what I'm saying? This iron will Stoneman, as they called the boy, right? And maybe he wasn't a boy. I mean, he was younger than 18, I think. So long story short, yeah, I think it was like 16, which you're still a boy. You're technically, yeah, still a boy at that age, but like, growing into your own. Um I don't like to see it as a boy or as a girl. You're like a fucking soul, dude. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, it is what it is, whatever. So long story short, and that's how we need to be seeing other people as souls, so that we're not taking advantage of other people in a negative way. We're just literally showing up for them. You know what I'm saying? Showing up for ourselves, showing up for them, not vice versa, but infinitely, giving and receiving mode. It's a beautiful thing. Now, yeah, so I think I'm ending this with this thought is literally the divine masculines were just kind of they were doing their own fucking thing, and they were like trying to win a race, trying to be all competitive and egotistical and whatever. But at the end of the day, all of those guys that were like even in the race needed to fall asleep. They needed to be warmed up. I like also realized that, like, damn, I can, if I fucking really chose to destroy and be so super cold hearted with people, like, I'd give you fucking, like, what is it called? Like, not a brain freeze, but like frostbite. Like, I can frostbite people's asses so fucking hard, just as nature does. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, damn, like, winter, holy shit, is it brutal? You know what I'm saying? And Capricorns are usually, that's a winter, that's like, you're actually like more so the most in winter in January, in a January, like, era, right? Like, I'm gonna say middle of December into January. Like, that's you're deep in winter. You know what I'm saying? So imagine a person that's like born in a Capricorn season and gives you fucking frostbite because that's how much of a fucking assertive asshole they are. Like, you're gonna hurt. We can fucking ruin you at the same time, And by the way, at the end of this race, this guy was ruined. Like, he was so destroyed. Like, that's exactly what even came through when I was watching this movie. I was like, yo, this guy finished this race, but he was destroyed by the end of this race. Like, that race destroyed him. And the whole thing where the dog had to fucking pull him through, which is God, right? So it's like, you're fucking destroyed. But he won it because he was doing a lot of good things on the way toward, like, on the way, on the way to winning the race. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knew what was important to do on the way to winning the race, which was so important to fucking know. But also, what did I want to say here? I wanted to say is that, yeah, winter can be such a bitch. So if you are shunned out of a Capricorn's fucking soul, dude, and I'm gonna just say that is a success in a Capricorn in and of itself, but also it could be such pain towards another fucking person where it's like, you don't even know. And especially a good Capricorn, like a good souled Capricorn, bro, it is your success to shun out the fucking people that don't deserve to be in your a part of your journey and or your soul. But also, it will fucking destroy them as you do it. Like, the frostbite, it's the longer they go, the more fucked up that they're gonna feel. Like, it's just that type of shit. Like, wow, I was like, winter is brutal, bro. And so what I wanted to say here was, I don't know, there was something else that I wanted to say here, is that this guy was just destroyed. That was I think the second thing that wanted to come through, but the first thing, what was the first thing that wanted to come through? By the way, I think I always do the second thing first because I'm a divine feminine, and that's like, divine feminine has a second position to the first position, which is the guy. So I always do the second thing first, and then the first thing. You know what I'm saying? It's so weird. It's like a spiritual dyslexia. But also, I need to take a tea break. Hold on one second. I don't know what I was saying there. I was like listening to your intuition, abundance, romance. I don't know. There was something along the lines of that movie that I was trying to express where, you know, you can get destroyed, but was it about the Native Americans? The Native Americans. Oh, that's interesting. The Native Americans in that movie came in second place. You do get what I'm saying? So that is a second and third place, actually. So they too knew how to maneuver. But you know what? This is the funny thing. They came in second place, but they were not that destroyed because they knew how to pace themselves, right? So the whole thing is, it's like if this guy didn't enter the race, they would have won, essentially, right? So the whole thing is, I think here, so that goes to show you like that really you have to follow through on your intuition, but that also goes to show you Native Americans are a receiver of sorts. Like they're a divine feminine energy for sure, you know? And also they wouldn't have come second if, for instance, the energy of that first place winner had destroyed the enemy. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's even good to be in the bronze. Wait, no, is it? How does it go? It's gold, silver, bronze. Okay, it's even good to be in the silver position. Do you get what I'm saying? Instead of the gold, like. So the whole thing is, it's like, you know, everybody shoots for the gold, but like maybe silver for a lot of divine feminines is really what you kind of need to instill in your own, you know, dashing race, you know, to the end. It's like maybe that's what's needed, but also that's just to be ready for to win the gold whenever the gold is really needed. Like whenever you have to change up your pace to win the gold, it's like the silver is in resting position and receiving position more so than when you have to kind of actually go apply yourself towards a goal. You basically turn that goal into gold, which is so amazingly when it comes to the romance card, in your faith, trust, and believing and miraculousness aspect of this reading. Okay, yo, there's 18. What the fuck was it? There was something about the Native Americans in that. There was like, again, there was like a number one and or a gold thing that I wanted to share here, but I'm gonna have to just accept that if it doesn't come through, it doesn't come through. Because I need a person. Okay, so in the future, I need a person to remind me of what I was just talking about. Can that just be a position of sorts? Like an assistant that like just listens to me and like tunes in and just make sure that I'm like that I just like stay the course of what I'm fucking talking about. Because I can really be bouncing around, but really sometimes there's a message that needs to be fucking said. If only I could remember what I was talking about. Okay, so that position is open. Like once I fucking receive the monies to pay for that position, because that is, I don't even think that's a position. I don't even think that's an assistant position is what I wanted to say. I think that's more so, I'm gonna write that down though. Yes, assistant okay, to remind me. All right. That is who is going to be a part of my cabinet in a sense, right? I just need, because sometimes I do forget because my mind goes elsewhere, but also maybe it's just in receiving mode because this is my putting out mode. in a positive way, but also sometimes, receiving mode comes through just like when you're breathing, right? When you're breathing, it's like, inhale, exhale, but sometimes you do like that double exhale or double inhale or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then it's kind of like maybe that happens because more information is coming through. But you don't even know what it is that you're actually receiving there. You're just in the receiving mode, Let's see if it comes through. You know what? I don't think it's going to come through. So I'm just essentially thinking, do we end it here? Do we not? I'm looking at the unicorn in my space, and I just wanted to say, thank you to all the unicorns out there. Today's a unicorn type of day with the 111. Unicorn in my space right now is depicting the one. So maybe there's a lot of unicorn vibes today. So again, I started this reading out with there's going to be a lot of miracles today. So just be grateful for them all. And make sure that you know that in the love, like in regards to the love pillar of today, the word is unlikely. Okay, so let go of the shit that you need to let go of, or say no to the stuff that you need to say no to. That'll add to your assertiveness of being authentic. You know what I'm saying? By the way, I loved last night, so in this movie, this motherfucker's 16 years old, but he comes in knowing full well what is the right and wrong thing to do and what the fuck is happening, because he's essentially having to survive and thrive according to his wild fucking intuition, right? Because he's in the wilderness, so he's on, and then he comes through and he comes through at one point and he fucking beats the shit out of this is what I have to say I'm so grateful for. He comes through and he beats the shit out of the fucking person that's like the demonic guy that has been winning ever since before the boy came onto the scene. The Iron Will, they called him, came onto the scene. So he beats the shit out of the fucking guy, and he's about to kill him too, because the devilish guy, he literally made one of his dogs attack the Iron Will's dog, where he was like, what the fuck is this shit? Because it's basically like a disgusting type of fucking behavior, you know what I'm saying? So Will, no one knows that Will is traveling with a fucking gun and all this shit, because he's been given the tools to survive, which is not just a gun, it's fucking medicine, it's fucking all this beautiful, it's a whistle, it's a beautiful thing to survive, and he and no one realizes that he's he has a gun on him or whatever. So he goes and he beats the shit out of the fucking guy that he knew he was getting visions of would basically attack him, not only spiritually and mentally, but physically. And the first fucking rest stop, he fucking whips, he doesn't whip his gun out right away, which, by the way, that was very important. He beats the shit out of him, and then the guy pulls a knife on him, and he fucking pulls his gun out, and he's like, I can shoot you fucking right here because you know what the fuck you just did. And I thought that was so fucking hot. I was like, because that's exactly how you fucking act, right? And also, it was funny because he then turned around, somebody came to him and he was like, hey, Will, how you doing? Because when you're a winner, there's going to be people that fucking suck up to you too and use you in ways that are less fucking annoying, but still annoying. You know what I'm saying? And you have to discern that too. And he turns around after fucking having this throwdown or whatever with the guy, I'm going to say the devilish guy. he turns around and he fucking punches this motherfucker too, like in regards to being assertive, and he was like, and that's for fucking using me in the in a really, like, I guess, like, a wrong way, because you're making my mom worry. And so he said something like that along those lines, and I was like, and so this guy went down too, the guy that was trying to, like, show up for him and help him out and, like, had put him in the race essentially too, where, you know, a lot of people can see that as disrespect or whatever, but he was just trying to stand up for the right thing, and people don't realize, like, what he's going through is not what the normal fucking human being is going through. So the whole thing is, it's like, he fucking decked 2 people and he was out, like, he was, like, fucking done. And and then he fucking left, he, like, peaced out. But the whole thing is, it made the guy, like, when he got fucking punched in the face by this motherfucker, the guy that supported him from the beginning and that used him in the middle and that, like, really chose a fucking side after he punched him in the face to be like, yo, do right for this guy. Don't fucking be flippity floppity. Fucking choose a fucking side. And so by Will beating the shit out of this dude or punching him, he made him fucking choose a side and choose the right side in terms of, you know, respect the motherfucker that's out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't just think about yourself. And so the whole thing is, you know, because that guy out there was doing the most good for everybody involved, right? And people were not fucking seeing that, but he was under a lot of stress, a lot of survival, a lot of thrival, a lot of, like, things coming at him. He's trying to fucking figure shit out. He's never been in this race before. Like, there's a lot, you know? And I loved it because he was like, it was so fucking raw and real that what I'm trying to say is a lot of people would find that, you know, oh, like, a winner shouldn't be fucking punching anybody in the face. A winner shouldn't be slapping anybody in the face like Will Smith did to whatever, to Chris Rock. But, like, no, winners get to fucking be wild and raw and fucking authentic in their fucking human ass power and or their wildest fucking ways too, when fucking rubbed the wrong way and when fighting for something that is beyond them. You know what I'm saying? So people don't realize, oh, it looks so bad that you fucking beat the shit out of somebody. No, you fucking did it for the grace of God. You did it for the fucking righteousness of all. You did it for the fucking, you know exactly what's going on without any fucking denial or delusional shit. And you're fucking doing it for the fucking purpose of a good, positive change. It's being a force for good, basically. So when people try to fucking, like, make you seem like you're not doing something right, or they're talking shit about you behind your back, like, oh, she's not normal because she's going through a lot of shit that no one was there for no one was there for him and or her, you know, as they were going through their shit. So the thing is, you're gonna handle it in the best way that you know how, even if you have to turn into a fucking wild beast. You know what I'm saying? You know, recently my brother came over for Christmas or whatever, the holidays, and, you know, I was being, you know, targeted as well plenty of times over. And one thing that he tried to, like, rub back in my face was one of the things that I had to do, just like Iron Man Will, to, like, literally kind of, like, gain some right accuracy with another person in my environment, was, like, basically it was like a force for good type of act that I did. And it wasn't it was looked down upon and it looked like a negative one, but I knew that what I was doing it when I was doing it, right? So, like, for me, I'll stand up for myself in all of the assertive ways that I need to, because I know what I'm doing when I'm doing it. Now, that tried to be rubbed back in my face, like, oh, you're not a good person, or, like, you're fucking crazy, or, like, you don't know what you're doing, or, like, how dare you? You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, stand on the side that you will, and that's fine. Now, there was a little, now, his child came up to his child and the mother of the child So we were doing something in the kitchen, and I don't know what the fuck happened, but I'm very assertive when raising my dog and raising children as well. I'm very assertive, but that's because I want them to be raised, you know, on a very soul level, correctly and deeply correctly, right? Where they're going to go out in the world and they're going to do right and righteous things. That's what I would love. You know what I'm saying? And not only for themselves and their own dignity is what I'm actually speaking about, but basically also to show show other fuckers, not motherfuckers, but other fuckers, how to be authentic in their real raw power, in their real raw authenticity, which is their power, right? And not to be afraid of it, and to inspire others to do the same, and because it's a ripple effect. Now, in the kitchen, I was basically, they were like that, we were like talking about something, and we were walking together out of the kitchen out to go outside, and I paused for a second, and I said, oh, we were talking about monsters or something, and I said, your Aunt Tina is a huge monster. She's a huge monster. And they like turned around, and it was funny because the guys that I've had a lot of negative transactions, not transactions, but negative like feedback from, or negative just retaliation from, for no fucking good reason, had been in the dining room, which is right there near the kitchen, and it was silent on that end. And I said, oh yeah, your Aunt Tina is a major, and I said it with ownership, major fucking monster. And because I'm a major monster. And the funniest thing was, the child looks up and the mother looks at me, and they were just like, they were like laughing as I said it, because what they know is that they actually feel the truth of me. So when I said it in like a huge way, they kind of knew that it was the truth, but they were also like approvaling of it. Do you know what I'm saying? Approving of it, just because they saw that I was actually very well balanced in my soft side. So they, and healthily and naturally so, abundantly so. And so when I turn into a fucking monster and I let that fucking wild beast out, that shit is for all good purposes. How do they say for all? There's a line that like, for all bearing purposes, or for all whatever. But it really is. It's for all good purposes that I turn into a fucking monster. And the monster within me is accepted by me, and me, myself, and I, of which I just have to unleash sometimes, because when some people don't get it, and they don't get it, I have to then step in, and I've given them an ample amount of time to fucking understand what the fuck they're doing, and I've communicated, and I've done everything that is like respectable. When the fucking monster comes out of me that can't handle it anymore, people will get their fucking shit handed to them. And I let that happen. I allow it. And it's so clean. It's such a clean energy, direct hit. Like, I cannot even, like, as an empath, I may not even be looking, because I don't even want to be involved in this shit. But God, when he uses me to fucking just come down and fucking hammer in on somebody, like in terms of like destroying them, I let it happen. I move out of the way. I let it fucking happen. And it's even more so fucking shocking, dude. So when I'm talking about I'm a monster, I'm like not just a monster. I'm like a double fucking monster. I could even be an infinity amount of a monster. But like the whole thing is, it's only to those that really won't be able to control their own self, control their own negative self for a very long time, will be able to will be able to find that shit out on their own. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's basically, so when I'm talking about being a silver to turn it into gold, I'm literally, as a female, I'm a receiver, which means that I am a rester. I am a person that is I'm a romantic type of person. So that's a divine feminine energy to be in. But really, when I have to get fucking super assertive in my wealth, for instance, that we're talking about today, um I it's that shit is a supernatural fucking fight, dude. It's a supernatural fucking fight, but it's a supernatural fucking fight that can go physically, but physically getting your ass beat by a supernatural fucking energy is beyond how much of a beast or a monster somebody can fucking be. Because it's clean cut, it's clean, it's not even about like an ego, there's no ego there, you know what I'm saying? So it's basically just like you're just letting God use you to fucking just come through and fucking kick somebody's ass, you know what I'm saying? And you're just like, oh my god, this is like, if you guys ever watched Sense8, it's like that. It's like you're being used, like you have no idea how to even put on this fight, how to put on this fucking, you know, warriorness, but like somebody else comes through in terms of only the divine God and or better, like in regards to who he wants to put in. And you know, a fight, like a knockout, could be a fucking miraculous fucking game changer or turning point for somebody else. So, and by the way, that's females and men alike, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not to be taken like, oh, female against female. No, no, no. When a female fucking turns into a beast mode, she can fight anybody. Like, it's not even, and she'll come out unscathed. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of shit that, like, you know, people really need to watch out for. So, you know, maybe there's a reason why I'm talking about the unlikeliness in love today, because somebody's getting their supernatural ass kicked, but also it could be in a physical way, and abundantly so, towards their health too, to make some fucking changes. You know what I'm saying? And so again, listen to your intuition, because that is the joy that will come out as a result of all of this, as a rewarding result out of all of this. Just listen to your intuition, and that type of lifestyle, again, is very rewarding. It's very result based. It's beautiful. So really celebrate in that mode. What else here? Yeah, unlikely was the love aspect. Yeah, with this unlikely in love, clean it up. That's all I'm getting, is just clean it the fuck up. You have to declutter. You have to discern. You have to re-regulate that shit. I mean, that's just what's going on, or else you'll never be able to get like, basically, in love. If you don't do that, it's unlikely that you'll ever be in love. That's basically what I had to come through. Wow, that's fucking super true. So, all right, guys, go be in your faith, your believing mode, your trusting mode, your miraculous mode, and just be in your romantic type of energy, unless somebody, and be a success at it. Be a complete success at it, because that's your main focus. That's your step one for today. That's your goal. That's your goal and your gold. And you know, if somebody fucks with it, you know how to unleash the beast from within, as the Tony Robbins you know, book is called, which is probably a good book to tune into. And yeah, your reward, and your reward is listening to your intuition. So that intuition is going to help you out. That's your reward, where you get to really follow that intuition towards even more of a bettering type of, you know, good lifestyle. Amen. All right, guys. Again, this unlikeliness in your love, in your love pillar, is really protruding today. So I don't know what the heck that is about, but basically, it's popping out. So really be adamant about that. Don't let these fucking people in, dude, that don't deserve to be in. If anything, punch those bitches out of their fucking place. You know what I'm saying? Punch them bitches in the face so they could be out of their place. If they are, you know, trying to be in alignment with you or of you, but really they're not. So punch them, like, get them, just fucking, that's what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Take them down, essentially, you know? But in the most humane way, in the most cleanest way, you know? Oh, that's what I was talking about. Thank you. He had a gun. Wait, was that it? He had a gun. It was something about the gun. He was gonna, that he was literally gonna use the gun on this guy. And then there was something about the gun. But gun also stands for, let's just put it out there. There's a third G that I'm forgetting about, but it's God. So Grandmaster G, Grand Majesty G, GG, U, universe, N, nature, and N is also Native Americans, and N is also nuns. Okay. But also there's another, I think there was a third G that I stuck in there recently that I can't think of, but I think it was like more so like go-getterness. But that's what your gun stands for, by the way. So don't use guns. I'm telling you, it's more powerful to beat the fuck up, to beat somebody the fuck up. I've always said this from the moment that there was like gun shootings and all this shit going on, like in regards to just, you know, oh, you should get rid of guns. I don't think you should get rid of guns per se, but I think that guns, like, maybe my whole thing is like, yes, more so than no, right? I don't know where I stand just yet, but I know that the release and the relief of you beating somebody's ass up or beating somebody's ass in is so much more relieving and such a more bigger release. You know what I'm saying? Then, and even if you get a little fucking destroyed in it, it doesn't fucking matter. It's so much more of a release than using a gun on somebody. I can tell you that right now. And it reroutes somebody's course when you fucking beat the shit out of somebody. And so the whole thing is, you know, and it's definitely more safer. You know what I'm saying? So it's my whole thing. And this is kind of sort of how you have to deal with bullies sometimes. When bullies are like really up your ass, like even in this movie, and I was so flabbergasted when I saw that shit. Even in this movie, there was a villain that was always coming after, like, whenever there was a pause, like the villain would always come after like Iron Will. Like Iron Will would just be like sleeping, minding his own fucking business, and all of a sudden this guy would come up and he'd be like, yeah, like just fucking like spewing just negative shit. And like I've had that life, like very much so, where I'm just like doing my own shit, minding my own fucking business, and all of a sudden harassment comes, and from the ones that really you would not even think of. At least this was a race and you would be like, okay, like whatever, like, you know, this is normal. But like for me, like it would be like the fucking people that really should never ever harass you, you know, for no fucking reason. Like they should be proud of you, if anything. And yet, you know, the bullying takes place over a long period of time. You don't even realize that it's bullying until you realize it's fucking harassment and bullying. And it's like, and after a while, it's like you can only take so much when your fucking mind is awakened to it. And, you know, and you're not really doing anything to fucking, you know, provoke it or anything along those lines. And just the fucking negativity being spewed at you is just like out of control. So the whole thing is, it's like, you know, and in this movie, he did the right thing where he was like, he said, you listen, can you just stay away from me? Like, that's all he said. He literally said something along those lines. Like, can you just leave me alone? That's all he said. And like, I was like, wow, that's crazy. Cause I had to say that shit in my life many times. Like, can you just leave me alone? Like, in terms of just, but like, it's weird because in my life, it's like, oh, you say that shit out loud and people will not leave you the fuck alone. Like, they'll go in harder. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you can't even fucking say that shit in my world, or like in the world that I was a part of recently, because they'll go in harder. Oh, really? You're gonna tell me that? Da, 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 and you're gonna fucking not leave me alone. Who the fuck are you to say that shit? Da, 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 da. And you're like, holy fuck, like I don't know how else to fucking get the fuck away from the people that are harassing, but that you have to also share the same fucking space with, other than fucking going like ham on them at one point. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy how, how I think that's where I'm kind of coming back around, where like that whole scenario that I spoke out loud, where I was in I was in the kitchen, and I was telling, a child and his mother that, yeah, your aunt could be a fucking beast. And I said that especially so in front of the guys, to know that I own that shit within myself. You think I'm afraid of that? You think I'm gonna run away from that? No, that shit is my survival method too. Like, I love the bitch that can fucking beat somebody's ass up when they fucking deserve it, because that shit is righteousness in its most divine fucking blessed way. It's so beautiful to me when I can fucking muster up that type of fucking energy and courage and strength and that divineness that fucking comes through. Like, that shit is like phenomenally fantastic in a sense, right? It's super power, it's supernatural, it's like everything that you've never fucking seen before coming through as like an Archangel Michael type of assistance that will beat your ass through me. You know what I'm saying? So the whole thing is, it's like I'm blessed. I'm blessed. And by the way, it's really fucking holy at the same time when you get your ass beat by somebody who is super just wanting to be left alone. You know what I'm saying? It's very much so that, because the people that want to be left alone can see a lot more shit going on than the fucking normal people. And, they're fighting their own fight the same way as other people are fighting their own fight, even if they're making it look like a fucking miracle and a success and romantic at the same time. You know what I'm saying? But people don't acknowledge that for some reason. People don't, they're not privy to seeing. I don't know. They fucking haterade at that shit. It's so annoying. It's so annoying when it's really the most beautiful fucking thing that can exist out there, for a person to keep on going without actually spewing fucking hate and minding their own fucking business, drinking their own fucking water, being as healthy and as abundant as they can possibly be in the way that they know how. It's like, it's nuts. It's really super fucking nuts to be so fucking hated on when you're really just trying to do the most right and righteous and most accurate thing, But like I'm saying, be afraid of those kind of people too, because you fucking take advantage of them in the negative way. They fucking see that the shit that you're doing in the wrong way towards them is happening. It's like time can only fucking time, and also miracles, by the way, because I saw in this movie, oh my god, in this movie, let me just tell you something. I realized that I can so be safely in my romantic fucking position where I could be fighting the good fight and be completely fucking attacked, right? Because the people that are of the light and that can hold the light really well are attacked from all sides and all different positions and all angles. And I realized that I can literally be in my romantic fucking mode last night, where it's like I can be doing the leaving alone to myself even, and people will come through and beat the shit out of others for me. And I appreciated that when I saw that yesterday in the movie, that it really allowed me to just have the peace, like allow me to be my own peace, allow me to be in my own romantic mode, to where everybody else who thinks that they can get away in mistreating me or trying to get one over on me or thinking I'm so stupid because I'm of a certain age and all this, like spick and span shit that needs to be fucking cleaned the fuck up, doesn't have to be done by me. It could be fucking intruded and protruded on by somebody else other than myself. You know what I'm saying? Which is so beautiful. And that in and of itself is a miracle. Like, miracles come in for me through people that will fucking really kind of assist me and aid me through the fucking dramas in life. You know what I'm saying? Which is so beautiful because it's a very big deal to, you know, be a fighter and keep on fighting and clean up the fucking, you know, disgusting dramas of this life. But, you know, to have somebody come in for you as a miracle is so, I'm so fucking grateful for it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't depend on it. I'm just grateful for it. Like, you know, like when it comes through, I'm like, wow, that's pretty amazing. Like that can actually even happen, you know, because you feel like you're fighting a good fight by yourself for a very long time, and you're not thinking that somebody else can be as assertive as you in doing the right and righteous thing and most accurate thing that needs to be had. So you're like, you know, fighting the good fight by yourself and not expecting anything or anybody to come through for you. But when they do, it's Archangel Michael status, dude. And Archangel Michael status is an angel that will fight the good fight for you, that will never fucking, he'll always prevail. He'll always prevail and also provide what came through is provide. He'll provide the miracle of fighting the good fight for you, and he'll also prevail in not really a miraculous way for angels, but really he'll prevail because he's an angel. You know what I'm saying? So amen to that type of shit. That's why I said to myself, oh my god, I love me Native American men. I'm gonna just put that out there. I always have. And I love me like Native American wisdom, and also anybody that is like Iron Will, Stoneman, where he's kind of like a little boy, but like really like is maybe not even filled with wisdom, but is given guidance along the way that he actually adheres to, which is basically listening to your intuition. You're listening to the to what's being told to you in regards to wisdom, and you're listening to that wisdom. Wisdom can also be an intuition of sorts that you listen to. And so for me, I'm like, okay, this is what also PS made me realize that maybe I might be interested in younger guys, because younger guys have they are still connected with what matters most. Do you get what I'm saying? And older guys, I think, might just not give a shit about that anymore. Or like alpha guys might not give a shit about that anymore. You know what I'm saying? But really, what do they call it? They call it something else. They call it like the guy that's like second runner up. It's not alpha. It starts with an S. Sigma. That's what they call it. They call it Sigma men. And I think I'm more into Sigma men than I am into Alpha men at this point, because Sigma men can be super trusted. They're in touch with their feelings, which means that they're in touch with the, you know, the gun, which is, you know, Grandmaster G, Majesty G, the universe, nature, you know, what else was there? Native American wisdom, nuns, you know, in terms of just like purity and like, you know, nurturance, and also like speaking to God, and also, you know, but like speaking to God in their own authentic, pure like way. It doesn't have to be like you have to be a churchgoer. You know what I'm saying? So the whole thing, because I'm not a churchgoer, I'm just me. I'm just, you know, authentic to myself. You know, if anything, I'm a nature goer. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's where I get my peace and harmony and balancedness, and just you know, a healing. You know what I'm saying? And thank you to Archangel Raphael too for also all the healing that he does to me and others while we're in nature, because we fucking need that shit too. Especially dogs, especially, you know, it's like beautiful. What else was I gonna say? Yeah, Archangel Raphael really came through a lot, and I just feel like, you know, which is amazing, because as Iron Will was doing his race, he was in nature. And I think that's what he said. I think that's the wisdom that he was given to, was listen to nature, or something like that. And like I said, powerful truth wisdom coming through movie last night that really kind of impacted me in like a remembrance type of way, but also in a way that was like, yo, T, you did what you have to do. Like, it's amazing, like winning, like it's as if I won a race last night. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just amazing. Like the whole, like, it showed me like the reflection of my journey so far, and like all the shit that I had to fucking endure also to get to the fucking finish line of a race was wild. And I am at a finish line of my race too, because basically in 4 days I'll be turning 37, and that's a finish line, you know what I'm saying, of sorts. So it's kind of like, and not that I'm racing, but like, it's more so doing, you're getting to the end of something, um and so yeah, so what I was saying is that, he was doing his race in nature, which was also healing him, but he was healing others too with his energy in nature. Like, one thing that I wanted to say before, I think, and I forgot, like it eluded me, was when the same gun that he was gonna pull the fucking trigger on when it came to fucking killing off the guy that tried to fuck him over in the race, like because he wanted to get a lot. They're both racing for a lot of money back then, and also even today, it's still that. But one of the things that he was able to do was, because he didn't kill this motherfucker, he saw this motherfucker basically go down in his own demise, in his own revengeful type of energy, where it was the dogs and or God turned on his ass because he was whiplashing with his whip way too fucking hard, way too fucking often, way too aggressive, like, all of that shit in one, where the dogs were like, yo, we can't take any more of this shit, and so they retaliated against him. And that's what I literally am never going to do. I don't care about the whiplash. I don't care about, that's that type of anger. That's that type of, resentment and retaliation that is disgusting, and it's dirty, and it's gross. It's a very low vibed. And, and basically he was able to see this guy fucking go down, be attacked by his own dogs, and the dogs cut him the fuck off. And he was left back in the wilderness, and Stone Will was able to use his gun to basically see that motherfucker's dogs detach from no, he was able to witness the dogs attach from him, from that evil dude, and then also like, what was I gonna say? And also he used his gun to kind of shoot fire up in the air, as if to kind of keep going for the dogs, but also like basically saying to essentially, I mean, I don't know why he did it. I think he said basically, like, it was kind of, this is why he did it, because it was, I think, in celebration of the dogs leaving him behind because he was such an asshole. And he was smart enough, thank you God, that he was smart enough to know that motherfucker needed to be left behind. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the times, and I'm going to tell you this right now, there are people that are trying to be kind and nice all the time to every fucking human being, to basically, oh, well, this guy is still a human being and he's still a person and he needs to be saved. No, he doesn't need to be saved, because he proved to everybody, he proved to even the winner what type of person he was, and what type of person, like, that he is, really, like what type of character he is, and that you cannot save, and you don't even want to save that type of fucking human being, because they can come back and destroy you even worse for no fucking reason. So what the safest thing to do is to leave that motherfucker behind. And that's basically the most smartest and healthiest and most abundant thing to do, is that to discern between the saying, no soldier left behind, or no good soldier leaves his men behind, but also know who the fuck is your soldier, and know who the fuck needs to be left behind, because of the fact that they don't deserve your fucking help anymore. They don't deserve the quality of help. And also, I'm gonna just say it this way, they don't deserve to fucking live and or thrive, and or so live, survive, and or thrive. They don't deserve it, because they've fucking gotten in the way too many times to a person that really actually fucking deserves it, that they actually more so deserve to be left behind and fucking eat their own shit at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So be assertive in that, is what I'm trying to say. Don't fucking go back and help people that have shown you their fucking crazy, like mentally fucking nutty type of crazy like ways that really are in the negative, because they don't deserve your help. You have to stay detached, and that's what you need to be very wealthy and very assertive in today. That's your midway happy way, just to, and Spirit's saying to stay grounded in that, to stay grounded and anchored in that wisdom that just came out today, that I think needed to express, because there was, I'm telling you, this movie fucking was a chef's kiss to how the fuck like a champion actually fucking works. That was a confirmation. So again, listen to your intuition. Don't overgive to situations that really kind of you needed to whip the gun out at first, to show them fucking who's boss. If you have to fucking whip a gun out on somebody to show somebody else who's boss, it's the last, like, my whole thing is, it's your last resort, okay? This is why I'm all about fight the good fight in regards to beating somebody's ass first. And last resort is fucking taking their life, but also you won't even need to take somebody else's life in revenge of anything, because you will be able to see the blessed miracle that comes from somebody else being taken out of the race that they thought that they were in with you, but also being taken out of their own race of life. You know what I'm saying? And it's success. Both of those things are success, because at the same time, you still get to have a clear conscience. And that is the goal. That's the success. Do you have a clear conscience with everything that you do? You know, that's the goal. That's why you don't fucking whip out a gun. That's why you don't fucking resort to it right away. You know, this has a lot to do with police work too. Has a lot to do with, championship police work. It has a lot to do with championship type of, just like, I'm going to just say battery, but battery in terms of, not only beating somebody up or like getting into a quarrel to where you have to beat somebody up, but its battery is to recharge somebody's fucking life. Recharge yourself, clear out the fucking negativity, recharge another, where literally they are now recharged back up to where they have to live their life a little differently. Do you get what I'm saying? So battery comes in not just the negative form. It really results in maybe possibly one listening to their intuition more and better, and also staying the fuck away from you. That's first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? So that you can listen to your intuition and on a more clear and concise basis and get to where you need to go faster, rather than having somebody hang on your fucking every limb that you own so that you can't go fucking anywhere, and is harassing you, is fucking talking negative shit at you, and isn't believing, doesn't trust you, doesn't have faith in you, doesn't believe in you. Again, it doesn't believe in the miracle that you are, doesn't believe in any of your successes that you did. Like, come on, like, split the veil off of that shit and stay assertive to that. And definitely in the love area, may it be unlikely where you actually give love to them, to where, like, literally it's like more so take back your love from them so that they can fucking starve without your love, and or create the love within and of themselves. You know what I'm saying? So, be the I'm gonna say don't be the devil and or the what do they like to say in the Marvel comics? It's like you're not devil in disguise, but be the, what is that fucking saying on Instagram? It's like, am I the, it's not am I the devil, it's not am I the demon, it's am I the, oh man, it's not rival, it is, what is a word, a team, am I the like, so I'm thinking about DeVille, what's her name, with the dogs, am I the, whatever, we're gonna just stick to demon, am I the demon, am I the, no, there's a fucking certain word, come on, hold on, let me look it up, because now, am I the, wait, I'm gonna have to look it up. Wait a second, guys. Maybe I'll also look up where the moon is in, because I think the moon is still in what's it called? In hold on. I'm gonna say, am I the diva? I think I needed to laugh at that. Hold on. I'm gonna synonym. I gotta go though, guys. Shit, it's 10. Okay, synonym for devil. Because there is, am I the, fuck. Wow, imagine, oh my god, this so needed to be looked up. Imagine, this is the devil, synonyms for devil. Okay, a person with specified characteristics similar to wretch, unfortunate. I don't know why they would put creature there, or soul, or person. But they have, or fellow, or thing, I have no idea. But beggar, I don't even know why they would call it to, why they would also call it a bastard. I have no idea. Maybe because that's what, like, villain, thank you, that's what I, okay, so it wasn't with a, okay, so it wasn't with a D, it was with a V, so that's what it was, like, so be the villain in a positive essence, but also don't be the villain in a negative essence. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, there's a high vibrational way to be a villain, and there's a low vibrational way to be a villain, is what I want to say. And when people think that you're evil because you're actually I'm gonna just say taking away love from a situation, because referring back to Eminem's like, love backwards is evil, but really love backwards is you're being evil to be of evolution, which also is in the word, love is in evolution, right? So just make sure to know that that's why high vibrational people are okay with being depicted as what comes through 25 synonyms, bro. Devil, villain, all of the fucking 25 words. I won't even go into it, but monster even came up. So it's like, literally, high vibrational people know how to use, excuse me, those, you know, those 25 villain like synonyms in regards to how to create a success, not only within and of themselves, but also transformative for others and the whole world at hand, whether it be their own world and another person's world and then the whole world at hand, that too. Okay, so, you know, make sure that you don't always you know, if you're gathering information, don't always think that just because you see something, it's that this is why you have to listen to your intuition. You have to feel into a situation to see what is right and what is wrong, and not ever you know, come at somebody thinking that, oh, you did the wrong thing, when it was really the right thing to do at the right time, and also super courageous, and also something that needed to like be done because a person was dealing with bullshit for a very fucking long time. Do you get what I'm saying? So the whole thing is, you can judge all you want, but make sure it's truthful judgment, and not just your own selfish judgment, because that's going to put you in a place of devastation. I'm telling you that right now. So especially with a Capricorn that won't fucking take no shit, dude. I'm telling you, if they're trained up in taking no shit, and have not really been putting shit out at all, like in a negative way, you're gonna get fucked. You're gonna get so destroyed, and you may not even win the fucking race at the end of the day. Do you get what I'm saying? So you may be the villain that gets, you know, the low vibrational villain that gets left behind, and way behind, like where no one can fucking even find you in the fucking woods of, you know, a severe fucking winter blizzard, you know, that type of fucking really crazy frostbite, you know, weather. You know what I'm saying? And you might not even have to be in that weather to actually feel that way. Life can actually just do it to you. So just letting y'all know that this is kind of sort of how life works. So yeah, enjoy your successes today. Really kind of reevaluate and really heal yourself in ways that maybe you weren't successful, or you didn't think it was a success, but today turns out to be that you yourself and you realize that it was a major success through the miracle of the divine God and gun in that in that unity based sense, and not gun in a pull the trigger type of you know, way, like the physical gun. You know what I'm saying? So God bless that notion. Anyhow, guys, I'm gonna take off. Do I take off? Okay, yes, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for so much for sticking around, for listening to this podcast, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Basically listening to this reading and this podcast and this reading. Amen. All right, talk to you guys later. Bye.